Mike, because it's 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning in California. And even though I like to wake up early, I don't like trying to talk to people early at like 5 o'clock in the morning because my voice is not strong. Ha! Oh, boom. Happy new moon in Aquarius and happy Chinese New Year. So I am feeling really excited, although I don't seem it right now because it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm not accustomed to like having to have energy for something like a live stream at 5 o'clock in the morning. It only happens once in a new moon. The new moon live streams happen when the new moon happens or the day before the new moon. And um, they are, wait, today is not the new moon. What is today? Today is the 23rd. So, no, the new moon is tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. And I do a weekly or a live stream when there's a new moon. And it happens at 5 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. It's 5 o'clock. It's now 5:02 because it's early and I'm rambling. So let's get this party started. There is something I want to share with you today, but first I kind of need to share with you my excitement about what's going on in my life. Um, it's not that there's anything exciting going on. It's just that I'm preparing to go back home and it's very exciting. I consider my home to be Italy. Italy has always been the home in my heart. And, I've lived there for a year and a half, and now I'm just taking a break to visit my family here in California, which I am so glad that I did, by the way. Um, you may not know this, but the energies for the last 2 years have been really emphasizing making healing and having closure around your family of origin. And so for me, this has been a really important time. My mom died 6 years ago, and I don't know my natural father. But when my mom died, there was a big rupture between my family that's here in California and me. It wasn't like a verbal rupture. There wasn't anything in particular that you could put your finger on, but something was going on. And I knew energetically that if I wanted to have real authenticity in my life, I would need to make these corrections, even though I didn't know what they were. I just knew I needed to address them. And of course, after my mom died 6 years ago, I took off to travel around the world. Immediately after she died, like 2 weeks after she died, um, 2 weeks after she died, we had, no, within 1 week after she died, we had a memorial service, and then I was gone the following week. And I went to the United Kingdom because I had a whole plan. I was going to go to the UK and then I was going to go to France and I was going to write and I was going to mourn my mom and I was going to think about what would happen next in my life. But actually, I got turned away at the UK border, which, by the way, you can read about why I got turned away at the UK border. You can read about that on my blog, which is crystallinbell.com/blog. Um, right? And the name of the article I wrote is called Divine Culture Shock: How Astrology is Like World Travel. So I talk about being turned away at the border in there, and give you some energetics to understand why that happened. Anyway, so when I got turned away at the border, I needed to make another decision. And I knew that I shouldn't go back to the United States. It's just there was nothing for me to do in the United States. Everything was going to be about pursuing my movement forward. So I made the decision to go to Montreal, Canada. And from Montreal, Canada, I stayed there for 6 months, and then I traveled to Bali, Indonesia. And then I traveled from Bali, I stayed there for 3 months. Then I traveled to Haridwar, India, and I stayed there for 3 months. And then I went to France. I was in Provence in the south of France for 3 months. And then I came back home to California so that I could um, take care of some business. And then after that, I went to Spain, and then Cambodia, and then to France, and then Croatia, and then to finally Italy. And when I arrived in Italy, I knew that I was at home. I knew that my intuition, which I've always had the intuition that I need to be in Italy since I was very young. France and Italy were my thing, but Italy was like the thing of that's going to be my home base. And that has not proven to be wrong. When I landed in Italy, I felt like I was at home. Things flow very smoothly for me. I have good luck there. That's how you know that you're where you're supposed to be, by how well your luck flows when you are in a place. And definitely there's a strong heart connection in Italy. And since being back in California, I've been back here since around Thanksgiving. So since being back, I have felt very good, actually, surprisingly very good. I don't always feel great like this in California, but partially it's because I'm doing this healing work around my family. So I think it's really important to understand that um, if you are sensing some kind of shift in your family dynamic, that you definitely want to ride that wave and do some healing work there, because it's a powerful time. And by the way, the year 2020 is it's interesting because it's a master number, right? It's a master amplified number. So this is a really intense year energetically. So you have the energy of the 2, the energy of the 0, you have the energy of the 4, and all of this represents home, which is the heart, which is your connection to your divinity, your connection to love and healing. So all of this year is going to be about you doing things to manifest the life that you desire, of course, but more than anything, it's about moving into an authentic space of home within your heart. So many of us are very, very much separated from our heart space because we've been so wounded. Instead of breathing into our heart and living from our heart, we tend to develop an ego that covers and protects the heart. And as much as I appreciate protection, of course, our hearts are innocent. We want to protect our hearts. It's not so healthy to protect your heart. You have to understand that because you are a divine being of God, you have built in a natural protective energy. You have spirit guides, you have archangels, you have devas and elementals and ascended masters that are constantly protecting you and making sure that you are truly safe. Now, the ego, though, of course, because this is a three-dimensional world, our ego thinks that its job is to protect us. And it is its job, its natural thing. That's what ego does. It protects us. Thank goodness. Nice job, ego. Nice job. Oh, good. Good girl. The thing is, though, if you're like me, your ego becomes hyper vigilant. It becomes hyper protective, like, like a pit bull. I often say that my ego is a pit bull. And she is. Yeah, she's super protective, although she's just gotten less protective. I've had to do the work, and this is what the healing journey is about, doing the work to lower the ego and to surrender to God, Goddess, source of all, which is where your natural protective and the true protection comes from your connection to God. Now, if you want to learn more about this and learn it deeply, which I totally recommend, I recommend that you take on a course in miracles. So it's a 365-day course, and it's a really powerful program, but I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to finish up my story about Italy and what my plans are, and then I'm going to dive deeply into the new moon in Aquarius, which happens tomorrow, or January 24th at like 1:52 in the afternoon. So, okay, first finishing up about Italy. So I'll be going back to Italy in March 20th. That's the first day of spring. And, or do believe it's the day before the first day of spring this year. That was very spiritually guided to go back on that day, because that represents a shift in consciousness. Moving back to Italy means that I'm going home. It means that I'm going to be giving birth to myself in this new world with all these kind of new resolutions in place, and this healing and support and love from my family of origin. And it's going to just help me go to Italy and thrive. Yeah. So, wanting to talk to you today about new beginnings, because today, this live stream is about the new moon in Aquarius. And as you probably already know, um, it's Chinese New Year, right? So, Chinese New Year is celebrated at the second new moon after the winter solstice. So we had the winter solstice on December 21st, and then we had a new moon on, I think it was on Christmas Day, December 25th. It was on Christmas Day, right? That was such an auspicious and really special new moon. So now it's the second new moon after the winter solstice, and that is falling in the sign of Aquarius. So I want to talk to you today about Aquarius and about the new moon and about new beginnings. So I don't know about you, but for me, oh, by the way, sorry, let me just check in with comments. By the way, I'll do readings for everyone at the end of this live stream. So in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I'll be doing readings. So if you want me to do a reading for you, you can type your question into the comments and I will happily read for you. And if you have to hop off the call before I get to the readings, don't worry, you can watch the replay on YouTube or on Instagram or on my live stream page. All right, on my website at crystallinbell.com. All right, so let me just check in and see comments and things like that. I have Angel Fox. Hi there. And there's Leah. Good morning. Angel Fox asks, what do you believe 2020 holds for me in my future? I know everything has been happening to me is necessary, yep, for being a healer, practicing what you preach. Yes. 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 She says, I already know it holds great magic and wonder. So I apologize for, no, girl. Okay, so look, I see what you do. I see what you're doing right there. You don't need to apologize because you are the mama, the parent of your divine self and your egoic self, right? And your egoic self needs answers, right? Because the ego has to protect us and it has to know, right? So we have to do things like these readings to help us, help our ego understand what the divine already knows, right? So, so don't worry about it. I'm more than happy to read for you. I will definitely get to that. And oh, I see Maurice. Rodney. Hey, Rodney. Hey. Wonderful to see you so early. My God, Rodney, it's 5:16 in the morning. What are you doing up? Hanging out with the dogs? You walking the dogs this morning? All right. So getting back into boom, 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 new moon in Aquarius, new beginnings. So like normally I really love January 1st, December 31st, January 1st, those are my days. I love, love, love the end of the year and the beginning of the year. I love the new moon. I love things that give me a chance to start over. And this particular year, I did not kick off my new year the way I normally do. Normally, I'm sitting down writing, and things are really, really clear as far as my own personal growth is concerned. However, this year it didn't go that way. And I think it's because I'm traveling, I'm in California, I'm not at home. So, um, yeah, so things are just a little different for me. And it doesn't feel good. Even though I was really happy with how I spent my New Year's Eve and my New Year, I was with my stepsister, and we had a really nice time together. But I did not um, do my own interpersonal work. So I didn't worry about it because I know that Chinese New Year is a great opportunity to start things because at Chinese New Year, that's when everything is actually um, new. And where, as the traditional Western calendar puts January 1st as the new year, it's not paying any attention to the moon. And the moon rules our subconscious mind and our our cycles. The moon rules our cycles. So for me, choosing a date like January 1st is arbitrary. Even though it makes sense, it's the end of the year, December 31st, January 1st, makes perfectly good sense. What makes more sense is using the energy of the moon to create something new, to have a new beginning, to start resolutions, to commit yourself to something for the year ahead. So I feel really, really good about this new moon because it feels like the right time to actually start my new resolutions, my goals, to take action on my goals and my objectives for the year. So I want to encourage you to really take advantage of the new moon and to use it to help you advance yourself, right? So we have the new moon in Aquarius. So I'm going to talk to you now a little bit about Aquarius so that you can use this moon wisely. Now, I have a program called Jailbreak Your Heart and Howl at the Moon. And this is a 1 year healing program that follows the cycles of the sun and the moon through the zodiac so that each so that you get one whole year to heal your entire life, right? So there are 12 different life sectors, just like, and they correspond to the 12 different zodiac signs, right? So when the sun is in Capricorn, we get to work on our life's work, like our job, not our job, but our career, our vocation, and the things that we want to give to the world. Well, when the sun moves into Aquarius, we get to heal things like our friendship, our friendships, our relationship with our community, the place where we live, and our relationship with the world. This particular time period, this sector, life sector, also has to do with our inner purpose, our like our soul's agenda, what our soul has us here to do, and what our heart desires. So this is a really important this is an important life sector that we're working on. And in my Jailbreak Your Heart and Howl at the Moon program, what we do is every time one of these life sectors comes up, which is when the sun moves into each astrological sign, we will work on that particular life sector to heal what needs to be healed, but also to create what needs to be created. Because, like, when the sun moves into Aquarius, this is a great time for deepening your relationships with your friends, for repairing things that need to be repaired with your friends, for looking at your relationship with your community and seeing where you need to step up within your community, right? Where you need to step up with respect to humanity and the world, the globe in general, right? So at this time, over the next month, we are going to be kind of getting a broad view picture. We're going to step out of ourselves. It's not going to be just about us. It's going to be about us and our relationship with the entire world. So if you have issues with feeling like you belong in this world, and I know a lot of spiritual people suffer because you feel so attached to spirit and you feel awkward or out, you feel like you're in the wrong body. You know, you experience sickness, you can't have the success you want in the material world. Well, this is the great time to understand yourself in terms of being a spirit in the material world and exploring how you can contribute to make yourself feel at home, to make yourself feel welcome. So we'll go into that more over the next few weeks because you know I do a live stream every Wednesday at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I talk about these things that we're working on in the program. And of course, you are invited to join the program, right? So it's called Jailbreak Your Heart and Howl at the Moon. You can join that program, enroll in it, and it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work because it's big healing the spirit. Healing yourself on the inside and doing deep healing takes a lot of time, and there are going to be a lot of tears that are spilled. But there's also going to be a lot of creation because there's no point in having a healing program that doesn't also teach you how to create. Just because you've healed something doesn't mean that you know what to do with that energy. You have to, get some inspiration. And so the program provides you both the healing and the inspiration. So going back to my subject, I get really a little distracted here. So going back to the topic, what are we talking about? Oh, okay. New moon in Aquarius, new moon healing opportunities. Okay, so we know that we're now looking at ourselves and we're looking at ourselves in relationship to friendship, community, and the world, right? Now, new moons are a time of thinking about what it is you want to manifest. Full moons talk about what it is you want to heal. New moons, you really want to think about what you want to manifest. Now, of course, in order to manifest your desires, there are going to be things that come up that need to be healed. For example, if I say I want to manifest a husband, a deeply connected romantic partnership where we are unified and moving in the same direction, right? That can bring up all sorts of triggers in you. So there is definitely going to be some healing that goes on as you're working with the new moon. However, we want to make sure that we focus on we want to make sure that we focus on manifesting so that we aren't getting smothered and drowned in shadow, because that's what happens to people very often, especially those of us who really enjoy doing our shadow work and looking at our subconscious and diving deep into healing. We tend to like be over we get tend to get consumed. We can't come up for air, because we're so in our shadow, and that can bring our vibration down. So we're trying to heal, but we're lowering our vibration because we're out of balance. We're not actually we're doing all shadow work, but we're not doing light work. So I want to encourage you, when you have a new moon, hey, take time to sit down, think about what it is you want to desire, what you desire, and what you want to manifest, and do it. Now, I have a new moon ritual, which is so powerful. It gives you a wonderful opportunity to create around the new moon. Now, if you're in the Jailbreak Your Heart and Howl at the Moon program, you'll get the new moon ritual and the workbook, right? That's one, but you'll also get the supplemental worksheets, which go along with the new moon ritual and workbook. So if you're not in the program, you can, from my website, download the new moon ritual and workbook, and you can have that and use that at every new moon to create to create using the new moon. However, the thing that's special is that each new moon is different because it's highlighting one of those life sectors. So right now, of course, we're working on friendship and community and the world, right? Our relationship with those. So what I've done for people in my program, and if you're in my program, then you'll know about this. There's a supplemental worksheet which you'll use, and that worksheet has a ton of questions that are going to help your mind, your body, and your spirit get aligned with the energy of the sun and the moon and the life sector, so that you can have more creativity, more inspiration, more downloads, more intuition around what you want to create, what you want to manifest, but also around what needs to be healed. Okay, so definitely these are things you want to sign up for and put in your toolbox and use every single month. So again, the new moon rises tomorrow at 1:52 in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time. Get the new moon ritual and workbook, download that, and yeah, do it. Okay. Now, going back to this, how to use this new moon. Again, friendships, community, life purpose. How do you world, the world. How do you feel and how do you relate to your people in your life? How do you relate to your community around you? How do you relate to the world? Now, what I notice is that a lot of people are afraid to be seen. Part of it's unworthiness, feelings of unworthiness and shame, but other parts of some of it is just, I'm so focused and centered on my own thing that I can't see other people, right? Form of narcissism. It's like I just have to be doing my thing and you don't exist. All right. So there, even though that's a protective thing, that's ego protecting itself. And what I feel like we can do during this new moon period is to look at where we are in society, where we are in our friendships, and see how we can give a little bit more. right? Now, some of you are giving a lot. Some of you are giving way too much. You'll know if you're one of those people because you're constantly doing things for other people and you're not receiving enough for yourself. That's what you also need to work on is how to balance your relationship with society, how to balance your relationships with your friends and with the world so that you're not giving and not receiving. It's not okay for you to give and not receive. And if you have issues with receiving, you're going to learn how to do it during this time. So, your job during this new moon phase is to look at the balance of giving and receiving with your friends, with community, and with the world, and to see how you can give more and how you can open your heart. Now, I would like to suggest that your heart knows exactly how much to give and your heart would probably love to receive more. I bet everyone who's watching this is not receiving nearly enough. We are malnourished. We are malnourished. Okay, you might have enough food in your refrigerator, but are you really receiving all the love that God and spirit and your spirit guides want to give you? I think you're probably not. I know that I'm not, and I'm a big receiver. I like receiving, all right? I love to receive, but I also am very aware that maybe um, there are parts of me that don't feel worthy enough to receive. Maybe these parts of me want conditional receiving. Meaning, like, I will receive if I've done enough work, or if I've contributed enough, or if um, I blah, blah, blah. The other part of myself might feel like I will receive when I have lost weight. I will receive when I have earned enough money. That's not really how the universe or the purity of unconditional love works. Unconditional love wants you receiving unconditional love right now, right? So, part of this period, the next 30 days, is you have a great opportunity to learn how to um, receive unconditional love and to receive without condition. And learning how to practice that is going to be really important, right? All right. So, look, I want to check in and I want to see what my questions are because I will be doing those readings. And it looks like I have, I have Elisenda here. Hi, Elisenda. I'm not sure if you're watching right now. And I see Go People. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait until I get back to Italy and we are running together. I've started doing Orange Theory Fitness because I've gained a whole bunch of weight. And so I have to start working out like every day now. But hopefully by the time I get back to Italy, like we can go running and I can keep up with the group because it looks like everybody's really taking off. So I will be at the end of the long runs, but I will be there. Alessandra, it is so good to see you, beautiful. I am really happy to see you. Thanks for joining this morning. I'd love to know where you are. Where are you right now? I'm in California, but where are you? Send me a note. Tell me where you are, darling. What are you up to? Are you massaging? Fantastic healer, Elisenda is. So if you're in Spain and get a chance to go wherever she is, I recommend you see her. Elisenda, are you in Ferrera? You're not in Ferrera right now. Maybe you are. You'll let me know. But regardless, you would definitely benefit by hanging out with her. All right. So okay, so she's in Barcelona and Catalunya. So that's Catalan, right? Excellent. Very good. Excellent. Really good. That was such a great time. I met Elisenda when I was in Ferrera, and boy, that was a magical time in my life. There was so much healing going on in those beautiful, beautiful hills of Spain. Oh my God. Really a great time. I'd love to go back. Not in Ferrera. Okay. Totally get it. Yeah. Yeah, I figured you had moved from Ferrera, actually. I know that, but I wasn't sure if you had gone back. I know that Eulalia had gone back and was spending some time there, but I wasn't sure about you. So anyway, it's really good to see you. All right, so look, I need to get moving, and I'm so slow. It's hard. My mind is just so slow at 5 a.m. Okay, so let me go ahead and read. Um, so if you want to be read, type in your question. So far, I've got just one reading that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that for Miss Angel Fox right now. I love that Angel Fox is triple X. That is so cool. All right. So the question is, what does 2020 hold for me or my future? She's like, I know everything is good. Like, I know that there are lessons to be learned. No disrespect, universe. I know you've got my back and that I'm safe, but what's coming up for me? And let's see what's coming up. Hmm. What's what does Angel Fox's spirit guides want her to know? What's important for her right now? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. This is a great card, actually. I've pulled the Two of Coins, and movement, choices, and decisions are the key words for you right now, Angel Fox. Um, this year, so this is the thing, and this is why I love this card, the Two of Coins. A lot of people get nervous with the Two of Coins because the Two of Coins can mean like trouble, like material trouble. But here's why it means material trouble. And let's see if you can relate to this. Traditionally, the card shows a guy standing on shaky ground and he's juggling two balls, right? Doot, 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 doot. And so the idea is that he has to juggle these two balls while he's walking on this shaky ground, right? And so the ground is moving around, moving around him, and he's got to keep these balls in the air. The thing that's beautiful about this card is that the guy on the card is a juggler. That's his profession. That's what he's been trained to do. That's what he knows how to do. So he's just doing what's natural and he's doing it on shaky ground, which means that he's actually learning how to do it better, you know? So it's kind of like the more responsibility you take on, the more responsibility you can take on, and the more responsibility the universe is going to deliver you. And it's not so that you can drop the balls. No, the universe doesn't want you to drop the balls. The universe wants you to keep the balls in motion because you're a juggler. So, actually, I'm going to show you the image from the card from a deck. There's one deck that I love, and it is the Shadowscapes deck. And the juggler, or sorry, the Two of Coins card from that deck is particularly beautiful. And so I want to show you that one because I just love it. Can you see that at all? Oh, it's got a big old glare on it, huh? Wait, hold on. No, this one doesn't. Okay. So you see he's there juggling and he's got on a beautiful outfit, and there are all these angels and little fairies that are up there that are helping him juggle. Like they're helping carry the load, right? And this is really meant for you to know that, like, you're a juggler, and 2020 holds more juggling for you. But the key is to understand that, like, all these different things that you have going on, number one, you're not alone, right? It feels like you're alone sometimes, but you're not alone. There are angels and spirit guides that are helping you. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, but expect more. Expect more stuff to come from the universe. The universe is going to throw in this, it's going to throw in that. And what you have to remember is that you're a juggler. And so when the universe like throws you, you're juggling, you've got balls, and then the universe throws you a fireball, and you're like, oh shit, that ball's on fire. Ooh, whoop. You can handle it because the universe doesn't throw you anything that you can't handle. All right. So, okay, I hope that's helpful to you, darling. Let's see. Okay, so she's like, "Oh, I have my own foster home. I fostered previously, but I got ill. He's type ting, so it unnerves me. It's all I've ever wanted. I know this is my purpose. Deals so many more. Yes, come on. Why not let yourself have that? Why not let yourself go for that? So I say, totally go for it. Yeah, good, Angel Fox. I'm glad that this is helpful for you. And I'm glad that you are, doing something that is really noble and helpful and going to serve so many people, so many youngsters. So, what a blessing you are. And of course, the universe is going to support you, of course. Right. So consider, maybe. So, look, in my Jailbreak Your Heart and Howl at the Moon program, um, I so the program is mostly self-study, right? So there's lots of things up there for you. There's writing, there are exercises that you do, and there are coaching. There are coaching classes as well. So we do group coaching. So, in the group coaching, we actually sit down face to face and we talk and we work through, and I read for you, yes, but I also coach you. I help you make decisions, help you find your inner truth so that you can make real decisions for yourself, right? I'm really good at facilitating people when they need to know what their next step is. Like, I need to open this foster home. How do I do it? Do I go to this program, or do I go over here for assistance? So I use my intuition to help you build your intuition. And that's what I'm really good at. That's where my coaching is based. My coaching is spiritually based, listening to the subtle, quiet voices in the universe, our spirit guides, and using those to help you achieve what it is you desire. So strongly consider joining that program at jailbreakyourheart.com. And of course, I'm also here every Wednesday on Instagram and on YouTube. I'm live, and I'm happy to help you all out during these live stream broadcasts where I'm talking about energy, and I am doing readings and taking questions, right? Okay, excellent. So, beautifuls, thank you so much for joining. And I look forward to seeing you um, next new moon. So actually, maybe you want to mark your calendar. So the new moon this month is January 24th, but next month in February, where is it? Yes, next month in February, the live stream will be, huh? Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Oh my God, I thought I was live streaming on the wrong date. Mm, okay, I'm good. Don't worry. Okay, the next live stream will be on February 22nd at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. So I will be back here at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to do more of this. And of course, that's it for now. So please, you can find my blog at crystallinbell.com. And Lots of good writing going on there. Please read my latest blog, Divine Culture Shock. That's what happens to us when the sun moves from Capricorn into Aquarius. We experience culture shock, and that's what happens to us when we go from Italy to California. We experience culture shock, right? I put those two together, so you might enjoy that read. All right, that's at crystallinbell.com/blog. All right, I am signing off. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday for the Jailbreak Your Heart and Howl at the Moon live stream. All right, bye for now, friends. Oh, and ciao, Elisenda. Yes, please ask questions. Feel free to. It'll be so fun. I'd love to communicate with you and communicate with your spirit guides. All right, beautiful. Bye for now. Oh, okay. Share to story. All right. Ending the live stream.